Good evening with Sports Night. I'm Sean Green. Beginning with cricket news first. Half centuries by Evan Lewis and Rovman Powell they proved insufficient in their first ODI international against New Zealand, as the West Indies lost by 5 wickets today. Playing at the Wangere, the West Indies were sent into bat and posted 248 for 9 from their 50 overs. Lewis top scored with 76, including 7 fours and 1 6, while Powell made 59, 2 fours in that knock, along with 4 big sixes. Player of the match, Doug Bracewell, was the pick of the bowlers for the Black Caps, taking 4 for 55 from his 8 overs, while debutant Todd Astle ended with 3 for 33. In reply, New Zealand got to 249 for 5 to win, but with 24 balls to spare. Opener George Worker top scored with 57. Colin Munro and Ross Taylor both made 49. Skipper Jason Holder took 2 for 52, while Ashley Nurse finished with 2 for 55. Here's a look at those highlights.
Chris Gale and Evan Lewis just watched 3 maidens in a row early. Gale tried to launch, but as soon as Doug Bracewell was picked up the first wicket, Shea Hope scraping the ground, then bat on ball. However, decision remained out. Shimron Hetmeyer put together a little partnership before Shimron Hetmeyer just hit one straight down the ground to Lockie Ferguson off the bowling of Todd Astle, and then Ferguson had one of his own as Jason Mohammed knocked one back onto his stumps. Half century for Evan Lewis, first one for him after 200s. Jason Holder didn't pick the slower ball, and Ross Taylor plucked a beauty out of midair. It was Evan Lewis playing a lone hand for the West Indies until this moment. Wrong in from Todd Astle. Would have probably missed off stump, but that one wouldn't have. It would have crashed straight into middle. Ronsford beaten edge one through to Tom Latham off the bowling of Lockie Ferguson. And it was Rovman Powell late in the piece with some big boundaries. He picked up 59, including 4 sixes and 2 fours. Skied one over the long on boundary, tried to repeat it. Williamson, long off boundary, sorry, Williamson running around to his left. Plucked a comfortable catch out of the air. Running backwards over his head, that one tough as well for Shannon Gabriel, the caught and bowled. Another one straight back past Ronsford beaten. Talked about it in commentary. They just found a little bit of width too many occasions and were able to help themselves to short pitch bowling and wide bowling. Munro, first to go, got a good one from Kesrick Williams, just stuck in the pitch a touch. Lost George Worker very quickly. Ashley Nurse just skidding one onto off stump. Williamson got a little bit of width as well. He was joined by Ross Taylor. Put on another very good partnership. 57. Put on together. Williamson chopped one on to leg stump off Jason Holder. Picked up a couple of wickets today, Jason Holder and Tom Latham. LBW to Ashley Nurse, simple decision. That one crashing into middle and leg stump. Henry Nichols, little outside edge for him. Straight through to Shea Hope. And it was left to Todd Astle and Ross Taylor to wrap things up comfortably for New Zealand with 4 overs to spare.
Meanwhile, Chris Gale could be a doubtful starter for the West Indies in that second ODI against New Zealand at Christchurch on Saturday. Now, after the match, West Indies coach Troy Law said that Gale took ill and will be seeking further medical advice. Well, Sri Lanka's dismal tour of India continued today after losing their first T20 by 93 runs in Cuttack. The Indians batted first and scored a competitive 180 for 3 in their 20 overs, with Lokesh Rahul top scoring with 61. That came off 48 balls. Sri Lanka never made it out of the blocks, losing steady wickets to be all out for just 87. Upal Tharanga top scored with 23, and Yuzandra Chahal ripped through Sri Lanka, snapping up 4 for 23. Ludicrous. That's how Sports Minister Stephen Lashley has described recent comments made by opposition leader Mia Montley regarding Barbados' run in their bidding for the upcoming ICC Women's T20 World Cup. We get more in this report from CBC's Akeem Klinkett.
As CBC reported yesterday, Barbados Cricket Association President Conde Riley confirmed that the Barbados government was given 2 deadline extensions to sign off on a number of guarantees sought by the ICC, but failed to do so. Minister Lashley says the allegations posed by the BCA president are completely foreign to him, considering yesterday was the first time he was made aware of the reported deadlines.
This issue of ICC Women's World T20 bidding process would have been first brought to the attention of the ministry via communication from the BCA. And of course, I'm now hearing for the first time a number of deadlines which are in the media, which was never communicated to the ministry. I'm hearing there were 3 deadlines, none of which I would have had any previous knowledge about, but I'm reading it in the media.
West Indies women are the defending champions in the Women's T20 World Cup, and Minister Lashley added that although the government was interested in hosting the games, certain questions were not answered by the BCA and Cricket West Indies. This led to Barbados missing out on the opportunity to stage any of the World Cup matches.
I just want to say that to date I'm yet to receive from the BCA, this is the Barbados Cricket Association, any correspondence setting out precisely what the BCA was requesting from the government of Barbados. What was received from the ministry was basically an attachment containing bidding information and a letter of intent in relation to the process by which the BCA wanted to be involved with the West Indies cricket in the hosting of the Women's T20. There has been no cost-benefit analysis provided to the ministry. Nothing to show that the BCA itself has run its own figures, had reviewed what was proposed to them by the West Indies cricket, which is now called Cricket West Indies, or had indeed sought to negotiate an arrangement that could be classified as reasonable.
Minister Lashley also expressed his concern at the state of the Kensington Oval, noting that over $2 million was allocated to complete repair work at the facility, including plumbing, air conditioning units, and roofing of the various stands. He added that long gone are the days where Cricket West Indies can force certain demands on the government of Barbados, considering the financial situation in the country.
The reality that we have to face is that Kensington Oval, as left to us by the last government, has a huge running cost, and therefore any plan to use Kensington Oval, the first thing I have to ask the question is, how is it going to be met? Who is going to pay it? And particularly in relation to the West Indies Cricket Board, where it appears to have been that there's a practice that once you have in these major tournaments, that you can come and you can demand your rates and so on, and leave Kensington Oval with the holding the buck. I mean, those days, and I want to send a signal that those days have passed. And I would also urge the West Indies Cricket Board to pay up what it owes Kensington Oval. I understand it owes Kensington Oval some money from the past. I would ask it to pay up those funds.
The ICC Women's World T20 is set to run from November 3rd to the 24th. Akeem Klinkett, CBC Sports.
Well, that's time for Sports Tonight. Ryan returns with the Business Report.